Hello and welcome to Sound Librarian. I'm Stefan Schutz. Today we're going to be having a look at a game for mobile platform. The game is called Jetpack Joyride. This is made by the same team that made Fruit Ninja, so it's a very, very successful game, but it's a very successful game because it's a well-crafted game. Jetpack Joyride takes a very, very simple concept. In fact, you only require one finger to play the game through, but everything about it, the design, the artwork, and the sound is very, very well crafted and very detailed. There's a lot more there than what might initially be obvious when you have a look at it.
There is one overall quality I can attribute to Jetpack Joyride, and it applies to every aspect of its production, and that is attention to detail. The team at Halfbrick have taken an astoundingly simple concept and developed it into a well-crafted and very detailed experience. I think this is a principal difference between this game and so many others made for mobile platforms. In regards to the audio, this detail is just as carefully crafted. The overall mix is very clean for a mobile platform and has a good balance of material across the frequency range. When listened to with good quality headphones, you can really hear how sharp this game is sonically. One of the fun aspects of the game is that many aspects of it are purely aesthetic. The huge range of crazy backpacks, to my observation, make no difference at all to the gameplay. They just offer a different visual effect and accompanying audio. But even these appear to be carefully crafted and sound fun. In fact, even dying in this game has been made a fun experience. I think this is the key to many successful games. Quite simply, they are fun to play. Everything about Jetpack Joyride is fun. The graphic style, the simple mechanic, collecting the crazy costumes, and the range of jetpacks, and of course the sound that accompanies the experience. My usual bugbear of footstep sounds has been dealt with better in this game for mobile platforms than many big budget console games. The steps are very clearly audible and become an important part of the pacing of the game as things speed up. But the variation deals with this so well, I never found them annoying. In fact, they almost play the role of a rhythmic musical element. All the UI elements are tight and punchy in their implementation. You really need to listen to each element of the game and the various menus to appreciate how well done this is. The music for Jetpack Joyride is also nicely implemented. It starts as part of the game world, played from a gramophone in the start screen, then switches to a musical accompaniment during gameplay. This is further switched to a background effect when you enter the post-game user interface screens. In fact, the audio is even set to fade slowly out if you close the app or switch to another. This is yet another indication of the attention to detail that typifies this game. The post-game screens continue with tight, punchy sound design that highlight the energy of the game experience. It should not be underestimated how tricky it can be to achieve this level of audio presence without going overboard. In many ways, Jetpack Joyride reminds me of the old school 2D classic platformers, Super Mario Bros. And Sonic the Hedgehog. In the same style as these games, Jetpack creates a dynamic gaming experience through highly saturated colour palettes and dynamic audio, with catchy music accompanying the experience. There have been many hundreds of 2D platform style games created over the years, but only a rare few that successfully bring together all the elements to make a really special game. And I'm quite happy to speak about Jetpack Joyride in the same context as titles such as Mario and Sonic. Sadly, the reality is that because all the audio is so well implemented and mixed that most people will not notice the audio for its own sake. That is kind of the point. The audio supports the game very well without focusing your attention on it. It is difficult to point out individual aspects for the audio for Jetpack for that reason. I had to be super picky and spend a bit of time just trying to find something I could be critical of. In the end, all I found was a noticeable loop on the sound of an ice block. From an analysis point of view, I would encourage audiofolk to spend quite a bit of time playing this game, up to several hours. Do not focus on the game, just play it. But afterwards, consider how you felt when playing it. Consider the overall impact the game had on you and the level of entertainment you got out of it. Then perhaps go back and focus on some of the audio elements. In general, however, I consider this game to be an excellent example of the overall approach to creating audio for this type of platform. Jetpack Joyride is the benchmark for an easy to pick up and play casual game. Aim to be this good, and even if you only get 80% of the way there, you'll be doing pretty well.
Jetpack Joyride is a really good example of how a simple concept can be developed into something that has a lot of depth in it. From a gameplay point of view, this game has a lot of things that the player can do, and from the audio point of view, as well as the art and design, there's just a lot more in there than what you might initially see just by a simple game that requires one finger to control. I think Jetpack Joyride is a really good example. If you're going into the field of developing for mobile platforms, you really should check this game out for all of the reasons that I've mentioned, and really take a close look and learn from what they've achieved with this game. That's it for this video. I hope this has been interesting for you, and I'm going back to what I like doing.